everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I am back. If you are tuning in for the first, if you're returning, hi, I'm Mambo. I am your weekly reader. I'm here every Sunday, most Sundays, to give you a little bit of insight into the week ahead of you. I am also a full-time working priestess. I am the facilitator and founder of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I am Coven Mother of Vision Adontor, and I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland, and I am here to give you your weekly reading. Hi, Hunsi Lapalan, good to see you. No, you didn't miss me. Wasn't here last week. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit, just to give people a little bit of update. Once we get started, I'm gonna let people trickle into the room. But yeah, I'm on time. I'm usually here around 7:30 or so. If I seem off, it's because I'm exhausted. I've only been back I almost called Atlanta home. I've only been back in Georgia for about 2 days, and my body is taking a little bit longer to recover from the jet lag than normal. So yeah, if I seem like I'm moving slower than normal, it's because I am. But I'm glad you all are here. It's good to see every last one of you. As you come into the room, if it's your first time, new watcher, hi Aaliyah. Thank you so much for joining us. You may see some people putting scales up. And if you decide to join us again in the future, you'll know that the scale emoji is very, very important to me. I am going to take myself off camera just for one moment, because I was reheating my ginger tea before I hit start. Forgot to get it out of the microwave. And if I don't get it out of the microwave now, that beep is going to annoy the mess out of me. So I will be right back. Orange man who stole the White House. I'm not going to talk about it in detail tonight because I'm not ready to admit that what is happening is happening. And I can be honest about that, but I think it'll be good for us to have that conversation. Hey, Nero. Hey, Nicole. Good to see all of you. So I'm going to go ahead and burn my Apollo, and then we'll jump right into it. For those of you who are new, the way that the weekly energy reading works is that I start with just a simple general reading to see what wisdom the spirits have in store for us. After that, I ask the same 3 questions every week, but it gives us new wisdom. Check in about money, check in about love, check in about our health, what's needed for protection. And then once I'm done with that, I will take questions from the audience. I know some of you guys may be here depending on what group I posted in, because you have a question, a personal question you want to get answered for free. That will happen. That happens every week. My only request is that you exercise patience, you hang out, and you wait for me to get through the general message. For 2 reasons. My general message is my free offering to the collective, and it's really important that I'm able to get that out in a timely manner. The other reason is that sometimes you guys will have an individual question, but it gets answered in the general, right? So again, just exercising patience as we get through the general reading allows everybody to get their needs met. So I also do want to go live from Instagram today, even though I hate doing it this way. It's the only way that I know how to do it. So just give me 1 second. No, I don't want to play any more music from the clips. I've been listening to them all day. And I will get back to listening to them when I get off of here. Let's see. Add to story. I don't want to do a reel. I want to do a live. Not a reel, a live. I don't want to do a reel. I want to do a live. That's not what I want to do. Okay. It may not let me go live today, y'all, for some reason. You know what? It's not letting me go live, so I'm not going to hold up the YouTube audience this night trying to figure out Instagram. We're just going to go ahead and jump straight into it. So as we always do, we're going to start with our general reading. Every time I saw the color peach today, I was instantly triggered. This ain't the work of the Lord. What wisdom do we as a collective need about the week of June 23rd through the 29th? What messages will help us guide the energies of this week in a way that will allow us safety, comfort, as well as challenge and breakthrough? Give us wisdom about the lesson or the nature of any lessons, blessings, challenges, breakthroughs we will encounter over the next 7 days. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves and our environment at this time? Any was shared, it's deeply appreciated. Hey, Tashana, good to see you. Hey, Bertal, good to see you. It is really important that you keep your nose clean this week. And what I mean by keep your nose clean is that it's important that you mind your business. It's important that this is a week where you will be gifted with new insights and new downloads about how it is to not only show up as your authentic self moving forward into your future, but how it is that you need to work more closely with the spirits around you. Why is this coming up? We are in an age of Aquarius, which means a lot of breakthrough and forward progress, but it's also a lot of confusion. Your wisdom is your wisdom, and not everyone is meant to understand it. Your path and your purpose is exactly that, and not everyone is meant to understand it. So a lot of times what we do when we are overwhelmed by our responsibility, a lot of what we tend to do is to go to other people and look for external validation. Here's the thing. A manipulative person is not going to give you that. Somebody who is threatened by your light, somebody who may see you more clearly than you see yourself, is not going to give you further clarity about who you are, especially if that threatens them, especially if they see something along your path that they want for themselves, right? So what you think you are doing, which is getting support, is actually setting you up for sabotage. It's actually setting you up to become food or prey within a certain environment. In addition to that, a lot of you guys are going to learn about the actual limitations of your environment. You're going to learn that some of the people who befriended you have only done so in order to keep you close to them, to keep you small. You're going to understand that even though you may love your environment and the people in it, whether good or bad, because they may be good people, right? Due to their own limitations, it'll only keep you in a cycle in which you can't go very far. So this is a week where, in getting in attunement with ourselves, with listening to the spirits of our court, with allowing that wisdom to further outline how we move forward, it will support us in being able to see breakthrough. But if we get too wrapped up in the opinions of other people, we set ourselves up for gaslighting and manipulation that will only stagnate us. Very first card, Ace of Swords. Again, new moon this Wednesday, right? New moon, new opportunities, new downloads, new beginnings. A lot of us are going to be, hey, Francine, hey, Tiffany, hey, Sanidra. A lot of us are going to be getting new insights and wisdom about how we look at situations, how we process this information, how we understand our path and how it is we're supposed to move forward, whether it's in our lives in general or around a specific issue, right? For some of us, I think we've been dealing with a lot of confusion around how to move forward. Some of us have had some big upsets that have led to us needing to regroup, replan, re-strategize, right? Two of Wands, a lot of us are in this space of really envisioning the future we want for ourselves and what it looks like for us to position ourselves to have clarity on that path. As much as we would like this to be a group project, because this should be fun, right? Visualizing and planning for your future should be fun. But due to the overwhelm that a lot of us are dealing with, rather than seeing this as an opportunity for delight, we are seeing it as another burden. And what do we do when we feel burdened? We are reaching out, some of us in desperation, for the opinions of other people. That is a very dangerous game, especially when you have people around you who, let's be real, don't know how to not manipulate, right? Don't know how to not steal the vibe or steal your joy. And that is what the Seven of Swords is. It's the thief. It's the manipulator. It's somebody who is trying to get over on you. Somebody who is invested in you, hyper fixating on one thing so that you don't see what else is going on. I wish I was using Quirky Tarot, because given everything that's happening right now, Quirky Tarot, the Seven of Swords, is represented by the Orange Man, right? Seven of Swords is distraction, and it's distraction meant to get over on you. Why is this coming up now? Well, I just mentioned the Orange Man, right? So a lot of this is distraction in order for us to not see the hole that we're being dug into. But on a very personal and concrete level, for a lot of us, the distraction is there are people who don't want you to move forward without them. They don't want you to dream too big. They don't want you to see how far your reach is in terms of capability, right? Because if you do that, you may get away from them. So these are people that are going to gaslight you. They're going to manipulate you. They're going to act shady and convince you that you're asking for too much. You're dreaming too big, right? Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to talk about these two cards together because I think they speak to one another in a way that's really important. You know intuitively that that shit is not correct. You know intuitively, High Priestess, that you are at a place where you cannot comfortably exist the way that you have. We are in this Sun card energy where the bigger we show up, the more blessed we are. The more we believe in us, the more gifts we are granted. So you really can't afford to have people around you right now who, for whatever reason, are invested in your distraction, are invested in manipulating you, are invested in confusing you about who you are, who your future is, right? You don't have time for mind games. You don't have time for people to play mind games with you so that they can get over on you. That only puts you in Five of Pentacles energy. It only puts you in a position where, because of your environment and because of the difficulty with getting out of your environment, you are subject to deal with poverty. Starts as poverty mentality, right? You cannot get sick in the space that made you, or you cannot get well in the space that made you sick. So this is a week where you really got to ask yourself, like, look at your circle, look at the people around you. When you get excited, who gets excited with you? Who brainstorms ways for you to move forward? If you don't have that around you, you have a whole lot of people that speak doubt into what you want to do or tell you you want too much. That's wisdom about you needing to hold your tongue until you can get away from this environment, okay? But also, if you are busy with your plans, if you're busy trusting yourself and focusing on you, you won't even have time to overspeak and overtalk and overshare your dreams before they're fully developed, right? So this is a warning to a lot of us. Many of us have been struggling. Many of us have been feeling like we've been hitting our head against the wall, right? Because we're doing the same thing over and over again and not getting different results. We are finally at a place where we are starting to get the clarity we need about what the next steps are and how to move forward. Regardless of how much you love the people around you, if you're honest with yourself, they themselves are not making a whole lot of progress. They are not living the lives that you want to live. So why would you internalize their poverty mentality? This is not a time to go asking any and everybody their opinions about you and what you need to do. This is a time for you to really tap into your confidence and your worthiness and trust your spiritual team. This is not a week to go searching for external validation around the wisdom that you gain about how you move forward in your future. This is a time for you to really delve into self and trust your relationship with spirit, because there are things about your future and insights that you start to understand this week that may trigger someone else's jealousy or their entitlement. Seven of Swords is a card of entitlement. I don't understand why they have this, so I'm going to take it from them. How dare they have this kind of mental peace and confidence? Let me steal it. So don't even put yourself up to that, okay? That is the general reading. Watch your mouth. Do not share plans that are in infancy with everybody right now. It's not safe. It's not good for you. It only invites poverty over your opportunity, okay? Let's go into money next, since we were talking about poverty and poverty mentality. Let's make sure that everything's safe in terms of our finances this week. We'll go into finances next, and then we'll go into health after that. Continue to hit those scales. Continue to hit those scales. Hello, Melissa Robinson. I think you may be new here. Are you new? I don't recall seeing your name and face. Let me know. If you are new, welcome for the first time. I'm Soleil. Nice to meet you. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, work with me. Validated ancestors, what wisdom do we as a collective need about our wealth, finances, and abundance? Give us wisdom about how to handle our money wisely and how to help it grow during the week of June 23rd through the 29th. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our environment, our habits, and our relationship with money that we can work on or celebrate over the next 7 days? Ooh, any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Something fell out. Empress. Very nice to meet you, and thank you for coming to my channel. I appreciate you for joining us today. Hopefully you enjoy this reading. Hopefully you enjoy the comments and the the shared experiences of those who are tuning in tonight. Hopefully you stay around and ask a question at the end, because I will be taking questions from the audience. The difficult thing about my reading station also being my workstation is that I'll find random little things and ingredients that I'm like, why is this here? And I have to remember, oh yeah, because you were messing about at your station earlier. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. What do we need to know about Five of Pentacles? Mm-hmm. Whatever difficulties you're dealing with right now financially, it's really important that you understand that is not permanent, right? And the difficulties you're dealing with financially are meant to teach you something. That may not be what you give a fuck about at this moment. That may not matter to you in terms of your emotions around it. But if you can gain control over your emotions and think logically and really learn what you need to learn, it will turn into wisdom that you can use to protect yourself financially as you move forward, right? And this theme of financial protection is very, very strong here. And when I talk about financial protection, I don't just mean protecting yourself from other people or folks who may seek to fuck with your finances. Sometimes the thing that fucks with your finances is you, right? And I think the difficulty that some of us are dealing with right now, the only way that it can be broken is to learn those lessons. Whatever lesson you needed to learn about what got you here, learn it and really, really integrate it. This is not a time for escapism around your financial situation. This is not a time to look at things with rose-colored glasses, because that escapism will only put you in a position where you prolong the discomfort, where you extend the financial difficulty. What brings you out of this is really womaning up, manning up, adulting up, right? I don't know if adulting up is the gender neutral way to say that, but really sitting in your grown man and getting serious about shit so that you can understand how the lesson opens up a new world for you in terms of opportunity, in terms of you getting closer to the kind of generational wealth that you want. Very, very first card, the Three of Swords, heartbreak meant for maturation. Yes, some of us are dealing with some fucked up shit right now. Yes, some of us are in difficult financial situations, but we are in these difficult financial situations due to something that we did, right? Whether it was overextending, whether it was not saving, whether it was loaning shit that you didn't have to loan, whatever it was, this happened as a result of a financial lesson that you needed to learn. But it is not a lesson that you are meant to suffer from for the rest of time. It's literally there to teach you something that helps you with your maturation so that you can enter this new chapter, this more abundant chapter of your life with knowledge that equips you to be able to really enjoy the blessings that come with it, right? That's the thing. Sometimes we have to have a loss so that we can learn the hard way, so that when we get somewhere better, we don't fuck it up, right? This is transformation. This is death card. This is the death of old habits, old ways of being that position you for better in your future. So yeah, it's difficult, and yeah, we're dealing with material restriction as a result of it, but there was something here that you needed to learn. And it was something that was going to put you in a much more strategic way of moving around your money, as opposed to an emotional way of moving around your money. There are far too many of us who are watching this tonight who aren't being strategic. We're not saving, we're not plotting, we're not looking for the best path forward. We're just moving in a way where it's just we're going off of feelings and vibes, right? And you can't retire off of feelings and vibes. You can't buy a house off feelings and vibes, right? So the King of Swords is coming up under the Three of Swords, very much to say that this is about putting you in a space of leadership as it relates to how you deal with your money. So rather than falling to heartbreak and defeat around the financial restriction or tightness, let this be something that puts you in a space where you learn from it. Now, for a lot of y'all who are watching right now, that is difficult for you. The desire is to just continue to move on as you have been, to there's a poverty mentality with the Five of Pentacles, right? You want to just continue to go along to get along. You want to continue to hang out with the same people that got you in the same position that you're in. You want to overexpend and overexert and not deal with the reality of your situation. Five of Pentacles clarified by the Page of Cups, Pisces energy, card of spiritual escapism. You're not going to balance yourself out by doing more of what got you into this position in the first place, right? So if you know that overspending has got you into a financial deficit, continuing to hang out with people who only want to go out to eat or who only want to go to the movies, who don't know how to spend time with folks unless they're wasting money, that is not a helpful thing for you. That is not a good form of escapism. Page of Cups comes up to asks, like, are we dealing with the reality of our finances, or are we projecting what we would like onto our financial situation, right? If you know your resources have gone down this month, this is not the month for you to go out and add caviar to your grocery budget. I'm just making shit up. I hope y'all not buying caviar in this economy. But like, you know what I mean? Like, in order for you to make a shift financially, you have to be real with yourself about whatever this Three of Swords is. Because the way that some of us are dealing with it is through escapism. It's like, I don't want to face this. I'm going to act like everything's going well. No, you need to be in your King of Swords. What do I need to do differently until I can recover? That is the difference between you continuing to wallow in delusion or setting yourself up for financial gain, for progress in terms of your financial future. Setting you up to have generational wealth, right? Generational wealth is not created overnight. It's very rare that somebody wins the lottery and gets their whole family out of poverty, right? The majority of the time, generational wealth is about the habits that you create that leads you to a better financial future. And some of you guys, even though you've had a big upset around your finances, you're still not learning. You're still pushing off a transformation that's necessary for you to be able to step into this better financial chapter. We end with the Page of Cups as a standalone card. What is your escapism costing you? Whenever the Page of Cups comes up in a financial reading, for me, it may not work. I know some of y'all are tarot readers and you've been, throwing the cards for a little bit. For me, goddammit, for me, whenever the Page of Cups comes up in a finance reading, it's there to ask, what is your escapism costing you? How are you using your money to set yourself up for creativity and an imaginative future, and setting yourself up so that you can live the life of your dreams, which is an aspect of Pisces when they are in alignment, right? They are the dreamers. They are the creatives. They're really good and inventive. Or are you moving from Pisces debilitation, and are you escaping from your reality? Are you using your money for escapism? Are you buying a whole bunch of drugs? Are you one of those people, you ain't got no fucking food in your house, but you got a fully stocked bar, right? Those are all things to ask yourself, right? You don't know how you're gonna pay your light bill, but you got cigarettes. Those are all things to ask. That's all Pisces, Neptune energy. Neptune can either bring you closer to your dreams, or you can get stuck in a dream loop that keeps you away from that manifestation, right? So all of this week is really getting us to, rather than to wallow and to further cause damage to our finances by using our money to escape a painful reality around our money, right? This is a week where we are being asked to really embrace maturation, to really look at our finances strategically, and to confront the pain we've experienced recently so that we can really ask ourselves how to not get back there. Card that fell out in the shuffle, the Empress. And I love that the Empress came up and not the Emperor, right? Because given the fact that the King of Swords is here and that this very serious card with the energy of the Five of Pentacles is here, you would think that the Emperor would come up, that this is something we need to discipline ourselves out of. No. The Empress is abundance and safety and creativity. She births opportunity. So it makes sense she's coming up here. Because when we beat ourselves up about the past, when we refuse to learn lessons, that puts us in stagnation. You cannot birth in stagnation. So the Empress being the card that fell out is really asking us, okay, learn the lessons so that we can release the heartbreak. Because Three of Swords is a card of heartbreak. So that we can release the heartbreak and move back to energetic trust. Because the only reason why some of us made the bad financial decision is because we were feeling desperate and we weren't trusting, right? Which is literally, again, blocked heart chakra. The Empress is coming up saying that when you trust the universe, you're gifted with abundance. When you trust the universe, there's opportunities to birth and create new paths, new ways of doing things, new pleasures in your life, right? I love this. Even though this is a really serious reading in terms of money, it gives us a really clear blueprint around how to protect ourselves. So I'm really, really grateful for this message, and I hope you all are too. Let's look at our health and wellness for the week of June 30th through the 29th. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my ancestors. What wisdom do we as a coven or as a collective need about health and wellness for the week of June 23rd through the 29th? What do the collective of watchers need to know about how to balance, manage, and protect their mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness over these next 7 days? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments to have control over our holistic health? And you with some shares, deeply appreciated. Neptune been whooping ass. Listen, there's a reason why, even though I am a big pothead, there's a reason why I fasted from marijuana for 3 weeks leading into Cancer season. I knew Neptune was going to be whooping our ass. I didn't think it was going to be as bad as it is, but I knew it was going to be something vicious. That's even why I planned this class on spiritual psychosis. Because with Neptune's going ham the way it is, people need to be able to understand what they're seeing in other people so that it doesn't drive them crazy. And again, we'll talk more about that in the class on guarding yourself from spiritual psychosis on Tuesday. If you guys have not already enrolled in that course, this Tuesday, June 24th, we will be learning about how to identify spiritual psychosis, what it is, why it's dangerous, how to guard ourselves so that it doesn't infect us, and I am calling it an infection on purpose, and how to protect yourself so that if people in your life are suffering from it, you will not get caught up as collateral damage in the spiritual dis-ease. That's a $10 class. Stop saying that my classes are expensive. Y'all niggas got $10. If you want to join us, you can use the link below to enroll in that class for $10. If you don't have $10 and you just have $5, join my Patreon. I have a $5 tier on my Patreon. Lowest tier is $5. All paid members of my Patreon will have access to that class. So looking forward to seeing y'all on Tuesday. All right, when it comes to our health and wellness, this is a week where we need to sit our black asses down, or whatever race you are. You need to really, really sit down. And what I mean by this is that some of you all are overexerting yourselves out of fear of not having enough. When the only reason why you don't have enough in this moment is because you think that everything needs to be coming from you. But there are people around you in your world who really want to pour into you, who love you, who want to take care of you, who you've done hella shit for before. And because of that, they want to look out for you. So rather than doing the thing that you instinctively want to do, that your anxiety is telling you to do, which is to overwork yourself and to pick up more responsibility, this is the week where you have to really teach yourself that sometimes the opposite is necessary, leaning into people, right? There were 2 cards that fell out in the shuffle, but I'm going to save those for last. Very first card is Temperance. Temperance is not a card of speedy movement. It's a card of being still. And temperance often comes up when we need to see things clearly in a new way with softer eyes, because we're dealing with things in our environment that we think are conflicting, but it's in stillness that we understand that those things actually go together, right? And this is a week where you guys aren't going to understand how to solve your problems through brute force. It's going to be through slowing down. It's going to be through slowing down, through observation, through really listening to spirit, that you even understand how to navigate the conflict in your life. And again, some of you guys don't want to slow down because you have a lot of responsibility, right? But here's the thing. There are people, these knights in shining armors in your life who really do want to pour into you and really do want to help you. They really want to solve your problems. They really want to give you emotional support. Let them. Let them. Let them. Okay? This let them theory is a little bit different than Brene Brown's. This is about you letting people support you. Okay? Let this Knight of Cups pour into you. Let them take care of you. Let them solve the problem for you. I promise you, you are not burdening them. If anything, they love you so much and admire you so much that even being able to help you is an honor to them. That is Knight of Cups energy, okay? So you guys really got to stop. You got to ask yourself, what is your pride costing your health? And for a lot of you, what your pride is costing your health is exhaustion. You're fucking worn out. There's too many things coming at you all at once. And it's all happening in a really fast-paced way. It's happening really, really, really quick. And are there blessings attached to some of these things and responsibilities? Absolutely. But it's still a lot. So learning how to navigate and what to say no to is really essential for the sake of your health. Not just this week, but honestly, for a lot of us, for the remainder of the year. This is a big lesson for us. We are going to have to teach ourselves how to walk away from overwork and responsibility, which is really, really hard. Not someone wanting to help me and not the other way around. Yeah, let somebody help you. Let people help you, right? So this is new for us. This is new for a lot of us. But in trusting what we learn on this journey of letting people support us, it brings us to a better future and a better environment than what we're leaving behind. And a lot of us really want to leave behind this energy of confusion and lack of support, but it's almost like we low-key don't know how to do it, right? Continue to lean on people who want to pour into you. Pay attention to who in your life shows up and who's willing to offer you help. Two of Cups is a card of reciprocity, right? The only reason why so many of us are in this position is because we're more comfortable with the people that put more on our shoulders than we are with the people who want to take something off. So this is a week where you really got to give yourself permission to only pay attention to the people who want to make your load lighter. Who in your life do you have reciprocity with? Pay attention to those connections this week. Prioritize those connections because those are the people who are going to help you feel healthy. Those are the people that are going to help you in terms of your emotional regulation, right? Why is all of this coming up? We end with the Wheel of Fortune. You're about to go into a life of a lot of favor and a lot of opportunity. You're about to go into a chapter where things are going to pick up for you, right? This is under that Eight of Wands. And you can't go into this next chapter overexerting yourself the way that you have in the past. So getting really, really clear about what reciprocity looks like for you is going to be instrumental to your health. Not just your health right now, but you being able to maintain your health as opportunity increases for you, right? As things start to move in your favor. A lot of us are going to have the blessings that we've been praying for over the last 10 months, right? A lot of these opportunities that are about to come into your life over this summer, you've been literally praying for and asking for since September, October of last year, okay? And if you are so stretched thin with everybody else's stuff, and you are so used to not saying yes and accepting support and help, no, you're not going to be in the mental and emotional state to be able to even handle the blessings that are coming to you. Four of Wands, card of success, but also a card of stable foundations. This is a week where you got to really get clear on what you want for your foundation, for what it is you want in terms of celebration, what hitting milestones means for you, what success means for you, because your spiritual team is going to be giving you some concrete wisdom that's coming up. I'm getting that for a lot of you guys, this is going to be coming up in your dreams. For a few of you, it's going to be in your meditations, absolutely. But a lot of you, it's going to be coming up in your dreams, right? Your spirits are going to be giving you wisdom about how to move forward on these things you've been praying over for the last 10 months. So now is the time for you to really get things in order in terms of, okay, I've been doing the praying. I know this is around the corner. Who do I need to be in order to maintain these blessings once they come to me? Well, you can't be somebody who's stretched thin and overworked. That's not going to help you. You can't be somebody who is rejecting of love, support, and help, because nobody maintains success in isolation, right? So these are all things to think about in terms of your health this week. Let's wrap up with love. Hit those scales. Let me know that you're still with me. See, a couple of people have exited the room. Let me know that you're still here by hitting those scales so that I know who's here as I wrap up. Spirits walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom does the collective need about their relationship with love and romance over the next week? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that will allow us to have the experiences of love and be experienced by those we love in ways that help us feel seen and understood? Give us wisdom about the nature of the challenges, lessons, and breakthroughs that lie ahead of us as it relates to love and romance over this next week. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hi, Allie. It's good to see you. Thank you for joining us. Allie, we are on the last general question. And then after that, I'm going to be taking questions from the audience. So if you joined us today to get a question answered, a personal question answered, just stick around a little longer, okay? Rest and trust keep coming up. That's been a theme through all four of these spreads. Rest and trust. Clarify the four swords. What do you need to know about the four swords? It's okay, Alaya. If you can't find the scale emoji, blue heart will be just fine. If you can find the blue heart, I would greatly appreciate that and love that. But if not, then no worries. I feel the scales coming from you, Alaya. I trust you tremendously. I believe that you're sending scales in your head and in your heart. I have, and it makes sense that this is coming up. We just started Cancer season. We're literally one day into Cancer season, and feelings have been fucking people up left and right. So this is about to be a super emotional 31 days. But this theme of rest and trust, some of you guys can't rest peacefully in your relationships because you lack trust. You lack trust in yourself. And that is projected onto your partners. I think some of us it's easier for us to say that we don't trust these niggas, or we don't trust these women, or we don't trust whatever. But it's a lack of trust in self. And the way that this lack of trust in self shows up, particularly for the collective that is watching tonight, is that there are those of you who feel like if you don't do everything in a relationship, it won't get done. And this can be as simple as, if I don't do everything in this house, my partner's going to let the house fall apart. But some of you guys, it's more emotional than that. It's, if I'm not always working, if I'm not giving from my last, if I'm not overperforming, if I'm not perfect, I can't be loved. And that leads to a very particular kind of burnout where you feel worn out by your partner because you're doing a whole bunch of shit that low-key they never fucking asked you to do in the first place. But because you literally don't know any other way to operate, it's just making up, it's manifesting in that way. I need to make a trust and believe self-love ritual. Girl, if you want to collaborate, let me know. That sounds fantastic. So some of you guys have to literally teach yourselves how to be different. Some of you guys have to teach yourselves that it is okay to rest. It is okay to just be myself. That the people who love me don't expect me to overwork and burn myself out. That's not even something that people want from me. I think, again, a lot of you guys are moving from false programming or by rote from programming from other relationships, because that's another thing about the 10 of Wands, right? Some of you guys haven't taken the baggage off from your previous romances, but you're still out here dating and projecting the stuff you experienced from your past onto your new romantic options. Of course, you're going to have a difficult relationship with love. So this is about you teaching yourself how to look at everybody differently, how to see other people as a representation of themselves as opposed to a representation of your triggers. But it all comes from you trusting that it's safe to be at peace, that it's okay to rest, that the way that you heal and recuperate from your past loves and from the battles you've gone through romantically is by resting, is by laying your swords down so that you can be at peace, right? The Four of Swords can be literal rest and sleep, but in the context of this relationship reading or this love reading, this is about putting your swords down and resting in love. Some of you guys are so defensive about romance. Some of you guys are so guarded about love and relationship, and then you're wondering why you're having all these painful experiences. It's because you're attracting pain. You're attracting emotionally unavailable people because you're presenting as emotionally unavailable. Let yourself rest. Let yourself heal. And for some of you, I'm going to get into these clarification cards of this Four of Swords because this is where I got to kick some of y'all's backs in. Some of you, this is a discipline issue. What do you mean, Mambo? How is this a discipline issue? Well, some of you guys don't want to give yourself permission to rest after heartbreak and to recuperate after heartbreak, because instead of being wrapped up in your own timeline, you're wrapped up in everybody else's timeline. I need to be married by this age. I should have had a baby by this age. I don't have somebody that I'm living with in my house or a partner that I live with and I'm this age, I'm behind. Didn't nobody ask you that? That shit ain't true, right? So the Emperor is coming up over the Four of Swords saying, you need to find the discipline to sit your ass down after heartbreak and really sit down. And when I say sit down, I don't mean hide, because some of y'all think that sitting down and hiding is the same thing. It's fucking not, okay? Sitting down and really asking yourself, how did I even get to this space of heartbreak in the first place, right? Having the discipline to put yourself on ice for a little bit instead of jumping into the next romance or jumping into the next project to avoid love. You have to have the discipline to be still, but that in order to find that discipline, it comes from self-love and self-worthiness. Queen of Wands, the baddie, the bad bitch, knows she's worthy of any and everything. even if the thing she believes she's worthy of is time to sit and rest and heal. Some of you guys feel that a relationship is a badge of honor and a symbol of progress, instead of understanding that a relationship is something that teaches you about how to connect with another person. So again, coming back to this discipline card, why can't you let yourself rest and reflect on yourself and heal after your relationship? Why do you lack the confidence to understand that it's okay to be single for 5 minutes? Or why do you lack the confidence to understand that it's okay to say, yes, I want romance, but I don't want more of what I've gotten? Whatever the thing is, work on your relationship to self-worthiness, because something's going on that's making you move inauthentically as it relates to love and romance. And that inauthenticity is also linked to a lack of discipline. Rather than moving from what you know is right for you, you're moving based on what other people say, because it's easier. It's hard to be disciplined enough to figure out what you need for yourself, but that's the only way you're going to have different results. That's the only way you're going to gain new insights into how you keep getting into this space of being tired and overworked in your relationship. What is it that you aren't trusting in yourself or in other people that makes you feel that the only way you can be loved is by overworking and by overdoing? Okay? Now, once you can actually allow yourself to have this, you'll actually see a lot of success in terms of your relationships. You'll also start to attract new types of partners. Because some of you guys, you're setting yourself up to be in relationship with predatory people operating from this 10 of Wands. Ain't nothing a predator love more than somebody that's going to do all the work for them. Somebody who is wrapped up in this cycle of proving their worthiness. Predators love that. You gonna let me hurt you and make me feel like, you're performing for my love? Awesome, right? But you take yourself out of that when you allow yourself to have these authentic experiences, when you show up as your full self and not your guarded self, and you start to attract a new type of romantic partner, okay? We end with the Page of Swords. I don't know why, but I feel like every week, and it may not be every week, but a lot of times these last month or two, Page of Swords keeps coming up in our love readings. Y'all got to stop talking about y'all romantic options the way that y'all do. Y'all got to stop speaking limitation over your love life. All these jokes about how there's piss in the dating pool and you're never going to find anybody. It's jokes until you look up and then you're lonely. If you're always telling yourself that everybody you get into a relationship with, you have to be the giver, you have to be the nurturer, of course you're going to continue to attract partners that think that you are second mommy or second daddy, right? There's an ignorance and a naivete over how some of us in this collective speak about our love lives that we got to take responsibility for, and we have to shift and we have to change it, okay? But to summarize all of this distrust that you have over love is not protecting you in the way that you think it is. In fact, all it's doing is making you move from exhaustion and burnout, and it's also putting you in a position where you're attracting more of what you say you don't want, okay? We are now at the end of the general reading. This is where I take questions from the audience. If there are any of you that have questions for me at this time, personal questions that you want me to answer, go ahead and start typing those into the comments section, and we'll go ahead and jump straight on into it, okay? As you are typing out your questions, I will let you all know about things that I'm working on currently. As I mentioned earlier, this Tuesday, so just 2 days away, 2 days from now, we have our monthly $10 class. So you guys know, I said this before, I'm going to start teaching classes that are open to the collective once monthly. All of them will have a $10 donation required. And this month's class is about how to guard yourself from spiritual psychosis. Spiritual psychosis is on the rise. Now that we have AI out here cooking us the way it is, It's only going to get worse. That, when you pair it with the collective fear mongering happening in the geopolitical space, it's only going to get worse. Okay. In this class, I'm going to be teaching what spiritual psychosis is, how to recognize it when you see it in another person, how to spiritually guard and protect yourself from it, as well as how to make sure that you don't become a victim of it, right? I personally have never dealt with spiritual psychosis, but in the previous spiritual environment that I was in, I witnessed people, and this is how I know it's a disease. This is how I know that it spreads like a virus. I've witnessed people who are powerful, but out of touch with their power because of their spiritual and mental illness, be able to put their shit on the other people, right? And so, based off of my experience and what I've survived, I'm going to be teaching you all how to make sure that you're protecting your head so that you don't get messed up by it, as well as how to protect your physical environment so that if you are unfortunately dealing with someone in your life or community that is dealing with spiritual psychosis, this will protect you from being collateral damage from their spiritual disease and illness. Okay? So that's the class, the $10 class for the month of June. The next round of Rich Spirit is coming up in just a few weeks. That is my prosperity ritual that I do once a season with the collective to help people bring in financial abundance into their life, as well as to release financial blockages that may be hindering their relationship with wealth and abundance. It's a revelation ritual that is really, really powerful. I've helped people manifest hundreds of thousands of dollars for their businesses and nonprofits. I've helped people get new homes. I've helped people start businesses. I've helped people, and I have no judgments around it, but I've helped people get back child support from their child's father. Like, whatever your blockage is, we make progress with it through Rich Spirit. And there are levels for everybody to join, depending on where their finances are. Feel free to click the link below and join the group so that you can learn more about that. I did extend my Juneteenth sale. So until Tuesday night, you can still use the code JUNE, June, at my website to receive 25% off of all orders over $60. Thank you, Bertal. I've helped people get back SSI payments as well. So again, wherever the money is blocked, we can find a way to work through it in Rich Spirit. So just trust us, join the intake group to ask your questions and learn more. But yeah, I think that's all for now. Again, if you want to join my Patreon, feel free to join my Patreon. There are exclusive readings there, as well as exclusive classes. For those of you who are interested in the Protect Your Next class around spiritual psychosis, everybody who is a paid member of my Patreon this month will get access to that class, okay? So let's go ahead and get into the questions now so that I can wrap up for the evening. Tiffany wants to know what's Anthony's intention toward me, if he was being honest about his feelings towards me. I got you, Tiffany. We'll put your question up just so that. So I hope people are fine with me doing it this way. My memory is short, so this helps me in terms of being able to remember the question. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. What does Tiffany need to know about Anthony at this time? What does she need to know about Anthony's intentions? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. He definitely has a lot of concern about losing you. They're not the easiest at being vulnerable. So whatever he said, even if it came out sloppy, he meant that shit. They are somebody who really wants you in their life. They see you as an ideal partner, somebody who matches their energy, that this would be a reciprocal relationship if they can just get their shit together, right? So they are genuine about how they feel about you. They are not the best at expressing from a place of vulnerability. So there's a part of themselves that's kicking themselves and wondering whether or not they said things the right way. And they also have a little bit of sadness. They do fear losing you. And they fear that whatever mistakes they've made in the past, you won't be able to see past them or get over them. And that's a concern that they carry. But overall, I do get that they were completely genuine about what they said. They know that they may not have said it the best way, and they think about that a lot. But they have good intentions towards you, and they want to make up for whatever it was they've done in the past. They want to make that up to you. Let me know if that answered your question, Tiffany. Allie. Hi, Allie. Allie said, should I pursue a relationship with Collins? What will this relationship bring for my future? Okay, let's see, Allie. Let's see what's going on with you and Collins. The ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits of love, elevated ancestors. What does Allie need to know about a potential relationship with Collins? Would this be a good relationship for her? What would be the benefits? What would be the deficits? Give her any wisdom she needs to know about a relationship with Collins. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Yeah, okay. I'm smiling because it's rare that I get a 3 card, especially in these that are so positive. But yeah, I think Collins is going to be good for you. First of all, Chariot is a great card when it comes to love and romance because it's saying like trust and go forward, go all in, right? That Cancerian, you know how Cancers are when they are in love. They are all in when they're in love and they're very trusting, right? So this is somebody that you can trust. This is also somebody who's not trying to stagnate your future, right? They want to be along for the ride in the development of Allie. Queen of Pentacles, you will feel very nurtured and grounded and very much tapped into your feminine, into your sensuality in a relationship with Collins. And then, yeah, you guys vibe in a way where the energy is connected, right? Gemini card is soulmate energy. So this could be a really beautiful relationship where both of you guys feel seen and understood. I like this. I like Collins for you. I think this will bring a lot of stability for your future, definitely, especially with that Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, let us know how things turn out. Hopefully they don't get on your nerves, and keep us posted about how things go with Collins. Okay, perfect. Tiffany said, thanks so much. I'm glad to hear that I answered your question, Tiffany. Let's see. Let's go with Alaya next. Alaya says, as far as my career and the moves I'm making in my education path, am I on the right path? All right, let's see. Alaya wants to know. Cards are jumpy, so I'm going to switch decks because that typically happens when they need a little rest. Ancestors, angels, and masters, spirits walk with me. Alaya wants to know if she's on the right path with education and career. If she is, please highlight what this path will open up for her. If she is not, please give us wisdom about the deficits, as well as wisdom about how she needs to pivot. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. And again, these are all free questions, but if anyone wants to show their appreciation by leaving me a love offering, big or small, you can do so at my Cash App or my PayPal, both of which are scrolling below. Literally, even if it's $1, a love offering is appreciated. If you're not in a position to leave a love offering, subscribe to my channel, especially if this is your first time joining us. Share this video with people who you know may like tarot readings, especially live readings like this one. Promotion is a very helpful way that you can leave a love offering. I'm gonna be really honest with you, baby. This is not the career path for you. You chose it because it's something that sounds safe. But you are going to want to make a change sometime in the immediate future. So I think it's really important that you be open and hopeful around that change instead of seeing it as some sort of deficit. We'll pull a clarifier. Clarify the Five of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Five of Pentacles? Any wisdom shared about the Five of Pentacles is appreciated. Yeah, so we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is like steady, tried and true, very, very observant. They're good at taking inventory of a landscape, and they'll use that information to make decisions as they move forward, which it seems like is what you've done with the current education path you're on. But it's not one that's going to sustain your interests. You're going to want to walk away from it, and your spirits are actually encouraging you to go ahead and take on a new path once that information and wisdom comes to you. Okay. Realistically, you think that this is a field that's financially stable, but you're not going to make the kind of money in it that you think you are. In fact, not only are you not going to make the kind of money you think you are, I think that there's going to be a dip in general with the Five of Pentacles, because Five of Pentacles is environmental. It's clarified by the Queen of Wands. So you need to take on something that more genuinely and authentically ignites and sparks your passions, because you are somebody that's good at making money from the things you care about anyway. King of Pentacles. You are going to build your legacy on your passions, not on the things that are safe. So that's what I'm getting right now from this reading. It would probably be in your best interest to go ahead and start thinking about the other things you want to do, instead of doing this just because it feels safe. All right. Let's see. Clairaudience is not my strongest clair. However, I feel like I'm slowly but surely going to hear deity, especially my loa. Is this gift unfolding, or am I tripping, experiencing something else? Love this question. Intuitively, I'm saying you're not tripping. This is a season where I don't know what's going on. Bratal mentioned Neptune earlier. I'm gonna have to look into the placement of Neptune to see what's going on. But I can speak from personal experience that my weaker clairs have gotten really, really strong. I'm not clairvoyant, like I don't see, right? Spirit the strongest, but I've been seeing a lot of shit, especially when I'm coming in and out of sleep. And when I did this house cleansing out in California this last week, the visions and the things that I saw and the dreams that I had were very, very, very strong. But I'm going to ask the cards because you asked me to ask them. So, ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me. What can you tell us about La Balen's clairaudience? Is it strengthening? Are her other gifts gaining power? Or is something else going on with her? Please give us wisdom around her clairaudience and how it's showing up for her. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm going to do one more question after this, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up for the evening. It's going to be really important that you trust that your strengths are, help me, Jesus. I'm going to say this as delicately as I can. It's really important that you trust. So first of all, the answer is yes. The short answer is yes. They are unfolding. You are not tripping. But unfortunately, because you are in a competitive environment, or let me say this differently. Help me, Father, because it'll be interpreted as mess if it don't come out right. Be careful who you share as this gift starts to sharpen and develop. Be careful who you share this wisdom with. Be careful who you talk about it with. There are people around you or in certain environments that you are around that are very competitive, Five of Wands. They are also deeply insecure, and they may be not on their bully shit, like they're going to try to overtly dominate you, but they will try to minimize what's going on with you just to fuck with you or just to project onto you. Okay, so be very, very careful. This is happening, and it's happening as a result of you being deeply in alignment with the spirits that are around you. Gemini, connection, the twins, mirror, right? Deep connection and intellectual thought. The Lover's card represents being on the same page or plane with someone. So yes, your gifts are sharpening, and it's a result of your individual study as well as you being in alignment with the spirits around you. But unfortunately, there are people who don't want you to see that or believe that. They have an investment in you not understanding that you are getting stronger. And so that's why you got to be a little careful, right, as this gift develops, because there are people that, even though you respect them, will purposely try to make you not believe in what you are seeing and experiencing because it doesn't serve them. Okay. I understand already. I was low-key feeling like I should have asked privately. No, fuck that, because I'm not running. I'm not running. And if you're picking up what I'm putting down, I hope you understand. So I should be able to answer these kinds of things publicly because that should not be happening. But unfortunately, it is what it is. But if you do want to talk more about it in the future, I'm more than open and you're my sister, so you don't even have to book with me. If you just want to text me, do it, and we'll talk about this further. Because I deeply believe that this is what's happening to you. And based on just my own personal experience, I know that it has a lot to do with the collective energy right now. So lean into it, trust it, and don't talk about it with everybody because you know how people are. Okay? I'll say it that way. Not the Lovers. I'm a Gemini, and I just had my 33. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yeah. And it's happening on your 33rd birthday, girl. You knew the answer before you even asked me. You knew the answer before you even asked. We'll do one more, and then I'm going to go ahead and tap out for the evening. Balancing, Kalissa wants to know how should they go about Tiara and how she treated me and how her child treated my child. Okay, let's see. Let's see what comes up. I'm going to use millennial for this one. Ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits to walk with me. What does balancing Kalissa need to know about how she should deal with Tiara? How is Tiara feeling about what transpired between Kalissa and their children? What wisdom does Kalissa need about how to move forward in this situation? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I don't know this Kalisa person very well, but what I get from their energy is that they can be arrogant at times. They oscillate between being very, very nurturing and being very arrogant. I'm gonna be really real with you, Kalisa. What I'm seeing here is that this is a relationship that went on for too long. This is somebody who, this is a separation that needs to happen. And it's not meant to be a peaceful separation, but the longer that you prolong it, the more difficult it's going to be. And you need to let this happen, trusting that there's better for you outside of this relationship. Now, that's going to be hard because both of you guys have had a big role in each other's emotional maturation. I see with the King of Cups that at different points in times, you all supported each other emotionally and helped one another with emotional breakthrough. Also, and I'm not trying to get into your business, but is this somebody that you may have like smoked weed with or gone out for drinks with? Because that's another thing about King of Cups friendships, is that sometimes they start based off of shared substance or addiction. And addiction may be a strong word, but sometimes they don't really last outside of that, especially because if they represent an emotional growth or a maturation that happens in the context of the friendship, basically you guys have grown to have different morals. That's the easiest way I can say it. And because you guys are understanding now that morally and how you choose to be mothers and nurturers, leaders in terms of emotions is so different, it's just really important that you accept that that difference is big and it's not one that can be reconciled. 10 of Swords, painful cycles that need to come to an end, right? And we can prolong the ending of these painful cycles because we think that avoiding the ending is avoiding the pain. No, all we're doing is making the suffering go on. So let it end even if it's uncomfortable. Because here's the thing. You need to be able to take care of your child and raise your child confidently, knowing that you're doing it right. And your baby deserves to feel protected. That can't be compromised for anybody, okay? So the Sun card is coming up to say, yeah, she may be arrogant. She may show up really big in terms of her demands, but you are baby too. You are Leo too. You are worthy too. So this is about you standing in your worthiness and understanding the way that you parent doesn't need to be changed in order to be in a friendship with someone. So the long and the short of it is, I don't see, can y'all be cool on a, you see her walking down the street and you wish her well kind of way? Yeah. But do you guys need to continue as friends? I don't see that. I see that you would have to compromise yourself in a way that you are not deserving of. And that honestly, your baby is not deserving of. Okay. So I would say, does she recognize that she's wrong? Yeah. But again, Leo, she's so arrogant, she's not going to acknowledge it. A, B, this is a friendship that is over its expiration date anyway. So just let it happen. Let it go away. I don't like that. I don't like telling people that they need to stop talking to folks. It makes me sad. But you know, if it's not for the best interest of you or your baby, you gotta let it go. All right, everybody. I hope you guys had a good time tonight. I hope that these readings were helpful. I am dog tired. Y'all can probably pick up on it. Well, you can see how my eyes. I haven't even smoked today, but my eyes are lowering. Like I'm high just because I'm tired. And I'm stumbling over my words and that. So I'm gonna go scrape this makeup off, and I'm gonna go back to bed. I love you. I will see you all Thursday for the happy hour reading. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so that you'll get the notification for Thursday's happy hour reading. Share this link so that people can watch the replay. I love you all, and I will see you in a couple days. Bye. Take care.